Hi friends, Miss Dempsey here. I have a fun little art project that you might want to try out at home. It's a pop-up illustration or card, and today I'm going to show you how to make a little pop-up kitty. To make this card, you're going to need some construction paper, crayons, markers, scissors, and glue. First, you're going to need 3 pieces of construction paper. One will be for the cover, the second for the background, and the third will be cut up for the pieces of your cat. For your cover, simply fold your piece of construction paper or cardstock in half. For your background, you're going to do the same. You're going to fold it in half, but before you put it aside, you're going to trim the side and the top so that when it insets with your cover, that you have some exposed color showing. You don't have to do this, it just makes for a cleaner finish on your card. For your gray, you're going to be cutting it into pieces. I like to start with a larger rectangle and then 3 smaller gray. For our legs, we're going to take that long rectangle and we're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to cut it with scissors into kind of a rainbow shaped curve that looks like this. Once I've cut them, they'll be separate and I'll have my front and back set of legs. What I also do is I fold up the bottom, and those parts will be what we glue down to the card to secure the cat in a standing position. So they're like his little paws. Our next rectangle is what we'll be turning into our head. You'll cut an oval the size of one of the rectangles. Our second rectangle is going to be for the back. To make the back, you're going to be folding in the top and the bottom about 3/4 of an inch or so. You don't have to fold it right away. You can wait to see what you need it folded to as you place your pieces on your card later. From our third rectangle, we're going to get the tail, ears, and neck. So as you can see here, I cut out my tail, and then in that space, there was enough material for 2 ears, and I had a little neck. But presumably you're getting the gray from a bigger piece of paper, so if you have other scraps where it's easier for you to get those pieces from, you can do that. For our neck, it's just a tiny rectangle, and again, you might fold it when you're ready to place it, but it'll look kind of something like this, where it has, can you see that? A smaller little fold, because part of it's going to glue to the back of the head, part of it's going to glue to the body, but it just gives a little more depth to your kitty on your card. The last piece that you'll need are 2 eyes, and I just made the eyes from the scrap that I had from that white background that I trimmed before gluing into our card. When you're ready to assemble your card, the first thing you're going to do is glue the background to the inside cover. The next part I like to assemble is the cat's head. So I take my oval, and then I glue on my eyes kind of far set apart, closer to the sides of the cat's head. Like that. Then I'm going to glue on the ears. So I'm going to flip my cat over, put some glue at the top. There we go. So he has eyes and ears. Now just for that little nose and mouth. For his nose, I like to do a little heart shape in the middle. I like making tiny ones. You can make yours bigger, obviously. You can make it however you'd like it to look. To assemble the rest of the cat, I like to start from the back and move my way forward. So I take the legs, the back legs, and the tail, and I start by gluing it to the background. And there we have the back part of our cat. The next part that I'm going to glue on is the back. The back, you need 2 folds to glue to the back legs and the front legs. It's not very wide from the back to the front, but one thing that you want to make sure is that your rectangle is not bigger than, or wider, I should say, than your cat's legs. Because if it's hanging off on the sides, it looks kind of funky. So you want to make sure that it's narrow enough to stay inside the legs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue so I can glue it to the back legs. The next part that will be glued on are our front legs. You're going to glue them the same way, but before you do, I recommend putting glue on just the feet, the bottom feet of the front legs, so that when you glue it, this part will stick. It's easier to do now than it is after you've stuck it to this part. Okay, so now we have our cat body that's standing, looking pretty cute. Now we have to glue on the head and neck. Again, I use a neck because I like a little more depth to my card, but if you want to just go ahead and glue your kitty's head onto the front legs, you can do that too. So you don't really need this step. I just like it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue on the part that's going to attach to the body and the part that's going to attach to the back of the head. And I'm going to glue it securely to the body. And then I don't want the head to stick too far out from my card. So I'm going to actually place my head face down on the card and I'm going to close the card so that it'll be in the right position for when it's folded. Because if the ears are sticking out, it kind of ruins the surprise a little bit, don't you think? And there we go. And his head kind of moves, which is kind of cute. And that's how you make a pop-up kitty card. So I took some time to color and add a cover to my card. On the front, I drew those little paw prints that you saw at the beginning of the video. And then I colored in the background. So I added the grass and the tree and the sun. And if I wanted to, I could make other little folding stand-up pop-ups. Like I could do flowers by him simply by getting colored construction paper and tracing them out. Just be sure that if you're adding other pop-up things, that you fold the bottom of it to make your tab for your glue. And then you'll glue it down and it can stick up and stand up like your cat does. Okay. Happy crafting, happy art. Till next time, see you soon.